I'm a little intuitive myself. Energy into my chakras.
Sign.
Your sun is Taurus, your moon is Pisces, your rising is Gemini. You have a stellium of planets in Pisces. Your sun is in the 12th house, which is the house that's ruled by Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces. You're very Piscean and you're very Gemini. Very morose, and the moods are very intense. But I know the whole chart.
Okay, well, obviously you win this game, but we're...
You can say you feel like you have some spiritual connection to what's happening around you, and you believe in astrology. You believe that astrology can tell you about people, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't live my life by it, but I do think that it has its merits, just like neuroscience and astronomy and all sorts of things. So I do check on people usually. I do their charts if I'm going to be working with them for long periods of time.
So if you're going to work with someone like a director or something like that, you ask them,
Yes, definitely.
what's your astrological sign?
No, it's so much more complicated. And I ask for a birth time, birthplace. I need the specifics. But I also I study a lot like the Myers-Briggs psychology tests and the Enneagram tests, the psychological types. And so I tend to try and learn who people are by asking really uncomfortable questions. Like, when I first meet someone, I might ask them, were you breastfed as a child?
Okay.
That's one of the first things I ask.
Okay.
So.
But I believe I'm going to say I was not breastfed. I'm going to say that
Did you ever see your mother naked?
No. No, I don't think I was breastfed, and I never seen my mom naked.
So that informs me because a child's first experience of the mother, especially a boy's first experience of the mother, that's your first love, and that colors how you see women for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. So my sign is I'm an Aquarius.
Okay.
And
do you know your moon sign?
I do, and I just found out for this. I didn't know before now, but I'm an Aries moon sign.
Do you find that you're very independent?
No.
Oh. Bossy?
No.
Controlling?
No.
Okay. When I was thinking about your dog and what this has to do with your life, I do feel like the dog was chosen for you by a family member that's crossed over, that communicates to you through the dog, that helps the dog nurture you. In times where like you might be suffering, the dog can sense that. What I got was that there is a soul that's around you and around your dog that was a child that was conceived at some point that's yours, that's over there with your mother. And they do sort of watch over you through the dog. That's what I got.
Do you believe in spirits?
Yeah.
I do. So,
yes,
okay,
I
good.
do. I'm a perfect barometer. If you ever want to know if your house is haunted, you call me.
You?
Yeah. When I checked into my hotel here, my first hotel, I went into the room and I was like, no, there's at least 3 spirits in this room.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta get out. But it makes traveling hard because sometimes, like, there was one hotel we stayed in where I was like, oof, the first room they tried giving me a beautiful suite, and I was like, I can't stay here, there's a lot of spirits in this room. And they were like, we don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, just give me a small, tiny room, I can leave a nightlight on, see everything, it'll be okay. And my sister was like, I'll take that suite. So my sister slept there, and then when we checked out, another member of the crew took that room, and he actually had a pretty intense experience with a spirit. And everyone was like, oh my God, you're not crazy. It is haunted. And then they looked it up and did research, and the hotel is built on one of the biggest burial grounds in England.
No way.
Yeah.
You're clearly a very spiritual person, and you've really gotten into astrology.
I am. I'm really into it. I'm actually kind of good at it. I've been able to predict some of the births of my friends' children based on where the moon is.
Really?
Zodiacs.
I'm an Aries. Did you pick me as an Aries when you first...
I did, and I'll explain to you why. Like, your sun is in Aries, and that's just sort of the tip of the iceberg. And Aries, the ruling planet is Mars, who is the god of war. And so usually Aries, you're going to find them being firefighters, policemen. They're like, they're the instinctual heroes. I looked to find where your moon was because the moon reflects our inner emotions, our emotional life, our deep self. And your moon is in Aquarius, which is the sign of the eccentric and sort of makes a little bit more sense. But the ruling planet of Aquarius is Uranus. So what I know from looking at this just at a glance is that your emotions are heavily tied to Uranus. I I didn't make it up, but I will.
You
also
make it up.
Say,
That is true.
I did. It's true, and you also have Saturn there, and you also have Uranus is on the top of your chart. So your Uranus is full. Like, this is a real.
You are very good at this.
I'm sorry. But it's also the sign of the genius, like Albert Einstein, and so it's most likely that, no joke, he's like Mensa level brilliant. You.
Yes.
According to your chart, and that's for real. So
That's so cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You can choose to energize or activate any of the following chakras, and then we'll do this card game.
Okay.
Your crown chakra, that's at the top of your head. That's how you communicate with the divine and
Right.
receive
information
from the creator.
Got an amazing antenna up
Your
here.
your third eye, also known as the pineal gland, that's your intuition and how you interact with your environment on a subconscious or superconscious level. Your throat chakra, how you speak the truth, which is probably good for you because you're in communications and public figure. Okay. Heart chakra, that's self-explanatory. Solar plexus is like self-esteem. And then you have sacral chakra, which is also referred to as the sexual chakra. And that's also self-explanatory. But for instance, like if someone has an issue with like premature ejaculation, that would show up in your sacral chakra. If you want to...
Who have you been talking to?
I get it from the other
I'm going to go.